talking about Neil, how did you ever get Neil to come aboard to CSN?
Having thought about this many times, I'm coming to the realization that we didn't choose Neil. I think Neil chose us. I knew that Neil was a great writer, I knew he was a great singer, and I knew he was a great guitar player. I'd listened to the Buffalo Springfield. One of my favorite tracks is Expecting to Fly, a brilliant piece of music. So I knew who Neil was, but I'd never met him, right? So now we're CSN, we've got this album out, it's going up, it's top 5, whatever the hell it did. Great harmony thing, we're famous for this now vocal sound. Why do we need another person, right? And here's why. On that first Crosby, Stills and Nash record, Stephen Stills played almost every instrument, apart from the drums. He played bass, he played piano, he played B3 organ, he played lead guitar, he played rhythm guitar, right? Now me and Crosby played guitar on our songs, on Guinevere and Lady of the Island and stuff like that. But it was Stephen who put most of that track together. The man is a genius. There's no doubt about it in my mind. What was your question again?
You said you would tell me that after all these years, you basically have come to the conclusion that Neil chose.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Chose you, and
anyway,
you get to the reason why.
You know, here's basically what happened. David and Stephen come to New York and they have dinner with Ahmed at his house, right? And now we know that the album's going to be a hit. We have a great gut feeling about it. You know, it sounded pretty good. There was a lot of heavy metal, a lot of Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix stuff going on. This kind of acoustic-y kind of album kind of slipped through everything and became the hit that we thought it would be, right? So they're at dinner at Ahmed, and now we realize if we have a hit album, we're going to have to go on the road. If we're going to have to go on the road, we're going to have a band. If we're going to have a band, how many instruments can Stephen play at once? Right? So Ahmed says, hey, I know who you guys should get. And this is David and Stephen, I wasn't there. And they said, who? And he said, Neil. And Stephen, of course, is flipping out because he'd just been through a couple of years of madness with Neil, you know, quitting the group 2 or 3 times and not doing the Ed Sullivan show and, you know, stuff like that. And both David and Stephen realized that Ahmed might be right. So when they told me, I say, I need to meet Neil. If we're going to invite him into our band, I need to meet the guy. So I had breakfast on Bleecker Street, I think, with Neil, and he convinced me that he should be in the band. He was very funny, he was very confident, he was very sure about what he wanted. You know, he wanted his name up there. It wasn't going to be CSN and band. You know, I mean, he was good. And funnily enough, and not a lot of people know this, but Neil Young is a funny motherfucker, I'll tell you. He has a fabulous sense of humor. It's dark and it's weird, and you know, it's Canadian, but he does have a good sense of humor. So that's why we got Neil, and it's really interesting. But the fact is that CSN never did a Crosby, Stills and Nash show until 1977. That's 8 years after that first record. That was the first time we ever went out as Crosby, Stills and Nash, because the instant that, you know, that our first show was at the Chicago Theater with CSNY. Second show was Woodstock, and then it was Neil for the next 8 years.